We're now halfway through the year. Take a moment and think back. Did you make the financial progress you set out to achieve in January? Have your savings grown like you planned? Did you stay consistent with your goals, or did life get in the way? If the answer is no, you're not alone. A lot can shift in 6 months. But here's the good news. It's not too late to turn things around. With a focused, practical plan, you can still make real progress before the year ends. Here's a simple 6-month plan to build real financial momentum, quietly and effectively, before the year ends. Start by checking where your money's at. Grab your bank statements, credit card bills, and any accounts you've got. Jot down what you earn, what you spend, what you've saved, and what you owe. No judgment here. It's just about knowing your numbers. Without them, your plan's just a guess. Think back to those January goals. Were you aiming to save $2,000, clear a credit card, or start an emergency fund? If they still fit, keep them. If they're too big, scale back. Say you wanted $5,000 saved but only have $500. Aim for $2,000 by December. Pick 1 or 2 goals that feel real, like save $1,000 for emergencies or pay off $500 in debt. For the next month, track every penny you spend. Use a free app like Mint or a plain notebook. This shows you where your cash slips away, like daily coffee or a subscription you don't use, so you can tweak things later. Now that you've seen your spending habits, it's time to build a budget that rhymes with your life. Nothing fancy, just a plan for your cash. Start with your monthly take-home pay, then list the must-haves: rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, gas, and minimum debt payments. Subtract those to see what's left in your stash. From that, decide what you can put toward your goal. Want to save $1,000 by year's end? That's about $167 a month, my friend. If you're tackling debt, figure out how much extra you can send. If money's tight, check last month's spending. Can you skip $20 a week on takeout or cut a streaming plan? Small cuts stack up fast. If budgeting's new, try the 50-30-20 rule. Half your cash for needs like bills and food, 30% for wants like fun, and 20% for savings or debt. Done. Tweak the numbers to fit your flow, but keep it simple so you don't feel low. Check in weekly to stay on track, and adjust if things start to slack. Next up, let's build a safety net to catch life's curveballs and avoid debt. If you don't have an emergency fund, start one now. Car repairs, doctor bills, or job hiccups can sting. Aim for $500 to $1,000 in a separate savings account by year's end. If that's a stretch, even $100 or $200 is a win. Look for a high-yield savings account. Online banks often give 4 to 5% interest, making your money grow with no dissent. Set up an automatic transfer, maybe $25 a week, from checking to savings so it feels like a breeze. If you've already got an emergency fund, add more or shift to your next goal, like clearing debt, to keep your progress bold. It's all about the habit of saving, even if it's small, to keep your finances from a fall. Tackle high-interest debt, like credit cards with rates that make you sweat. Debt can feel like chains, so let's break them with gains. List your debts, how much you owe, the interest rate, and minimum payment you know. 2 paths to choose, both help you cruise. The snowball method pays the smallest debt first for a quick win that bursts. The avalanche hits the highest interest rate to save more cash before it's too late. Avalanche saves money long term, but snowball keeps your spirit firm. Pick what feels right for your fight. Put extra budget money toward your chosen debt, while paying minimums on the rest to stay correct. Got a $1,000 credit card with a $30 minimum? Try $100 if your budget can spin. Extra cash from a refund or gig? Throw it at debt to shrink it big. Check your progress at month's end. Every dollar paid off helps you ascend. It's like chipping away at a stone. Each hit makes the burden less prone. If you've got no high-interest debt, keep building that emergency fund, or save for a goal that's fun. Sometimes cutting costs isn't enough to make your finances tough. So let's find ways to boost your pay in a quiet, simple way. No need for a full-time grind, just a little side hustle to find. Got clothes, furniture, or gadgets you don't use? Sell them on eBay, Poshmark, or Facebook Marketplace for cash you can use. If you've got skills writing, design, or teaching, try Upwork or Fiverr for a gig that's pleasing. A few hours a week could bring $100 to $200 a month. No myth. If that's not you, try overtime at work, a seasonal job, or pet sitting for a perk. Every extra dollar goes to your savings or debt goal to make it whole. Can't earn more? Revisit your budget and cut one more thing, like a cheaper phone plan, to give your wallet some wing. It's about finding room to make your finances bloom. Even small boosts like $50 a month can add up to keep your goals from going numb. Think of it as a sidekick to your plan, helping your money grow like a fan. And perhaps most importantly, learn how to think long-term. Wealth isn't built in weeks. It's built in years. Every financial decision you make today, what you buy, what you save, what you invest, shapes where you'll be 5, 10, or 20 years from now. When you're tempted to splurge on something you don't need, ask yourself, will this still matter to me in 6 months? A rich mindset isn't about denying yourself forever. It's about choosing what matters most. Future peace of mind over present impulse. At some point, you'll want to make your money harder to access. It sounds weird, but when you keep everything in one account, it's too easy to dip into your savings. Create separate accounts. One for bills, one for short-term savings, one for long-term investing. Use naming hacks if you want. Label one Freedom Fund or My First Property. The psychological trick works. When your money is organized and out of easy reach, you're more likely to stick to the plan. Also, start building an emergency fund early. Unexpected things will happen. Medical bills, job loss, car trouble, and nothing derails a savings plan faster than dipping into your investments to cover a crisis. A simple rule is to aim for 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. Start with just $500 if that's all you can do. The key is to begin. It's peace of mind that protects everything else you're building. Over time, this plan becomes easier. At first, it takes effort. You're making new decisions. You're thinking more before spending. But after a few months, it becomes normal. You'll start seeing small balances grow. You'll notice fewer impulsive purchases. You'll feel more prepared when an expense comes up. By the time the year ends, you may have saved more than you thought possible. You may have paid off more debt. Or you may have finally started investing. Even if you're not all the way to your goal, you'll be further than you were. And you'll have systems in place to continue. That's the power of a simple plan. It works even when life is busy. It doesn't need big changes, it just needs small actions, repeated over time. Let's go over the full process again. Start by writing down what you earn and spend. Then set one clear goal for the next 6 months. Look at your spending and remove anything you don't need. Move the extra money to a separate account. If possible, automate this step. Next, look for small ways to earn more. Keep your expenses the same. Use the extra income to move toward your goal. If you have debt, pay a little extra each month. If you're debt-free or making progress, start investing with small amounts. Track your progress each month. If something unexpected happens, adjust and keep going. Don't stop the plan. Just keep moving. Keep your environment simple. Limit distractions. Avoid habits or people that pull you away from your plan. If something makes you feel pressure to spend more than you can afford, it's okay to take a break from it. Create a space where your priorities stay clear and where progress is easier to maintain. You don't need to isolate yourself, just be more intentional about what you allow in. Also, leave room for small joys in your budget. This journey isn't about cutting everything out. It's about choosing what matters and letting go of what doesn't. If a small treat or outing brings you peace, include it. Just plan for it ahead of time and keep it within your limits. That's how you stay consistent without burning out. You don't need special tools. You don't need fancy trackers or expensive systems. You don't need the perfect app or the perfect moment. You also don't need to have it all figured out before you start. Most progress begins when you simply decide to take one step.